What episode is this? Episode 6? Episode 6, okay. Is it episode 6 or is it 7?
Sure, 6.
Oh yeah, it's right here. It says 4 at the top. Okay, episode 6. Welcome back to the 6th episode. Well, welcome back. Why would I welcome them back? They're just getting here. Okay. Welcome back to the Unnamed Podcast. We are very excited to give you the 6th attempt at a podcast that we have done. And we don't have a guest this week. We're going back to our roots a little bit with just me and Diante being on the show. But we promise we do have big things in store. Me and Diante have been racking our brains for more entertaining information, haven't we, Diante?
That's for sure.
We think you're going to enjoy the next couple that we have planned. We do have at least, 4 more in the tank, I think, that we're talking about. Something like that. 4 or 5. We're going to try to make it to 10 episodes. That's our goal. We have some Would You Rathers this week. That's kind of going to be the premise of this week's episode, Would You Rather. We have a lot of them that you all sent in, so we're going to try to cover those. And then there's a couple that we looked up to that we thought would be good. So, Diante, you ready to get into these Would You Rathers?
For sure, man.
So our first Would You Rather is kind of interesting. Would you rather only ever hear the last 5 seconds of your favorite song or have every food you eat taste like pennies? I'm going to let you answer that first.
Every song, like the 5-second thing.
Oh, that'd be tough. That would be tough.
You want your food to taste like pennies, Garrett?
No, I don't want every food I ever eat.
You want your Chipotle to taste like pennies?
What do pennies taste like? Like, I don't remember ever eating pennies.
Tastes like copper.
I don't remember ever eating them.
Gotta freshly hope this one I pick up the floor.
Oh, you're going to taste one for us?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in his mouth now. He is chewing on a penny. I really hope that didn't have COVID on it. What's it taste like, man?
It tastes like metal. Nothing particularly special about it, but
does it have like an over
pennies? Nothing.
You said you've tasted worse pennies. So do you have a history of sucking on pennies?
I mean, as a kid, you put everything in your mouth. So,
like, what age are we talking here? You said as a kid.
Single digits, like 7,
8, 7 or 8.
9,
I feel like I knew better. I feel like I knew better at that age than to stick a dirty coin in my mouth. So basically, what we've discovered is don't eat pennies. They don't taste good. So I guess thanks to Diante's experiment of sticking a penny in his mouth and tasting it for us, I would have to go with the last 5 seconds of my favorite songs being the only thing I could listen to. So our next one, Diante, you might have a little trouble with because I know you're not a huge Office fan. You have seen some episodes. But the question is, would you rather spend a day with Dwight Schrute or Michael Scott?
Michael Scott's a real one. Dwight Schrute and I don't think we really mesh. He's too by the books.
Dwight is by the books?
In a way.
I guess I kind of see what you're trying to say, yeah. I don't know. They're both crazy. I want to say one's more sane than the other, but I don't think you could really narrow down which one is less insane than the other. But in terms of social interaction, I would say Michael is slightly less intelligent in that department, whereas Dwight can kind of pretend to be normal. Michael can't, at least based on what we've seen. So I would have to go with Dwight just so I wouldn't get as embarrassed as I would with Michael. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but I just feel like Dwight's just a complete idiot.
But they both are. They both are dumb. If you're going to make your decision based on which one's smarter than the other, that's going to be a hard choice. But I think I just go with Dwight just because, I don't know. You definitely have fun with either one of them, but what are we talking about? They're made-up characters. So I'd go with Dwight. Deontay says Michael. I guess it's just based on which character you like more, really, when it comes down to it. Okay, let's move on. So the next question is, would you rather have arms the size of your fingers or fingers the size of your arms?
What the heck? This is interesting.
Have you ever heard this one before?
No, this is a completely new thought.
Okay, because I've heard this one before. It's one of the go-to would you rathers, I think.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I've heard it. I haven't given a lot of thought to it, but yeah, I have heard of it.
Size of your fingers. I'd rather have long long fingers, the size of my arm. So I
You would
guess.
rather have long fingers.
I mean, do you want to
Okay.
walk around with T-Rex arms?
Yeah, no. Either
Or
one is going to turn heads. Like you're going to be walking down the street and people are going to do a double take.
maybe you
So
can amputate your fingers. I mean, you can just cut them down to size.
you're going to cut them down to size like a branch.
Yes.
Okay. I guess you could. I'd probably go with what you were saying, fingers the size of my arms, because I guess we could trim them down to size, as Deontay so graciously put it. Our next one is, would you rather swim across Lake Erie or climb Mount Everest? I think one of these is more possible than the other.
I would rather climb Mount Everest.
Yeah, I agree with you. But basically, either way, me personally, I'm going to die doing either of these. I'm going to drown if I try to swim across Lake Erie, and I'm going to just die of exhaustion trying to climb Mount Everest. Like, either way, Garrett's a goner.
Or you're going to freeze to death.
Right. So, like, this question is basically asking me, Garrett, which way do you want to die? Do you want to die in a lake or do you want to die on a mountain?
Yeah.
I think I pick die on a mountain, as in climbing Mount Everest, just because, at least I'd have an adventure before I died as opposed to dying in that mud hole up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least, I'd have the adventure of getting to Mount Everest, first of all. That would be a adventure in and of itself. Whereas, I go to Lake Erie, all I got to do is drive an hour and a half north. Like, that's not an adventure. And I'm going to die pretty quick. I'm not a good swimmer. What about you, Deontay? What did you choose?
Yeah, I choose Mount Everest over Lake Erie any day.
Yeah, for sure.
Not many people perish on Mount Everest, so not to say that many people perish in Lake Erie, but I'd rather go out like a champ on Mount Everest.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have died trying to climb Mount Everest, though. Probably more people have died trying to do that than people have died trying to swim across Lake Erie. I don't even, how big is Lake Erie? Is that even possible?
I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but it doesn't sound
Because the
that
swim across Lake Erie, people that are listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't you have to swim from Ohio to Canada?
Yeah.
That sounds really impossible to me. Like if you cut it in half or something, or you like cut it into fourths and had like a boat next to you that could pick you up when you were tired and then take a break, I guess maybe you could do that. But
Apparently, it was broken in 2017. 3 Lake Erie natives swam across it in August amid 2 to 3 foot waves.
all in one take, like one try
11 hours and 15 minutes.
of swimming,
Yes.
like straight without a break.
I mean, that's what it says.
That sounds so impossible to me. 11 hours of swimming. Unless you could like float and take a break. I can't float. I sink. I would die like instantly. I'd be in like 4 foot of water and just fall over dead. Move
They're
on.
accompanied by a powerboat and kayakers.
Okay.
Keep them on
See?
track, give them food and water.
Yeah, that makes
No
sense.
touching the boats, no wearing sweatsuits, no swimming if there's a lightning strike within 50 miles.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I believe that. I couldn't do it, but I see how someone that was a really good swimmer could do it. Anyway, I'd still rather climb Mount Everest and die up there than in the lake. So our next question is, would you rather live in the city or live in the country?
I would like to try out the country lifestyle. The
On a
city
farm?
lifestyle. Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I live a city lifestyle right now.
No, you don't. We live in Mansfield, bro.
So what like
This is not
are we in the suburbs? Like what is this?
the suburbs of what?
I don't know.
Like what major city is next to us? We have Cleveland up north, Columbus down south. I don't consider this right now the city lifestyle. I just consider it like a normal area. It's not city, it's not country, it's just one of those towns, It's a town lifestyle. Is that a thing? I think it is.
It is now.
Yeah, if it wasn't then, it is now. But this is definitely, like, if you've never been to Mansfield, for all of our listeners, I don't know how Deontay feels about this, but I am not a fan at all. Maybe it's because I grew up here, but it's not a city. We do have a downtown, but it's lame. It has a couple tallish buildings. That's about it. Am I wrong, Deontay?
We have a carousel.
We have a carousel. Yeah, we have a
We
carousel.
have a thrift store.
We have a thrift store. We literally have one street. Is it Walnut downtown?
I have no idea.
We have one street that is like kind of nice in downtown Mansfield. So yeah, we're kind of digressing from what the question was, but Deontay says country. I could not live in the country. I'm sorry. I'd be happy if I lived in the country right now because, maybe if there's less COVID-19 out there, less people, I'm sure that's true. But if I'm going to say that there was no COVID-19 at all, I would definitely move to the city just because I think that'd be awesome.
I mean, my thinking on it is like this. If you're in the city, you have like less land to like play on. So, I mean, if you're in the country, check it out. You could have like a basketball hoop over here. I mean, you can run through the forest. I mean, if you wanted to,
The forest.
four-wheeler, you could be on your dirt bike. I mean, can you do that in the city? No, you cannot.
The forest, though?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what kind of country are you thinking of that has a forest? Like, I'm thinking of the territory that we have around here, like Shelby area.
I'm thinking like,
There's no trees out there.
I mean, not so much like farming lifestyle. I just want the
No.
land.
Right. Okay, I understand that to a degree. But at the same time, you're insinuating that there's nothing to do in the city. Come on. That's not true.
I mean,
There's so much
in
to
our
do.
current circumstances,
Right.
no, there's nothing to do. Out
But
there, you have land to do whatever you want to on.
But we've already determined that our current circumstance is not what this question's talking about. We are not living the city lifestyle right now.
So I'd rather be in the country and then
I respect
venture out to
that.
the city.
Yeah, I respect that.
Plus, there's like less people. I mean,
That's true. With the threat of potential pandemics now, yeah, I could see the benefits of living in the country. But to say, let's pretend that this world doesn't have those, I would rather live in the city. I think that'd be interesting. And there's stuff to do. You were talking about how there's no room to, I think the word you used was play. I still think there's plenty of places that we can play in the city. So that's my opinion on that. I'll come visit you in the country. You can come visit me in the city. How about that?
sounds like a plan.
Our next question is another where would you like to live sort of deal. Would you rather live near the ocean or live in the mountains?
You go first, Garrett.
I'd probably pick ocean, but I can see how either of them would be a good choice because I feel like in the mountains it would be much cooler in regards to the temperature as it would be next to an ocean. I guess when I think of ocean, I think of a beach community. So in that sense, yeah, it would be really hot a lot of the time next to the ocean, at least that part of the ocean. But I still think I'd like that a little more than living in the mountains. I don't know. What do you think?
So I'm going to just assume that I'm living on a mountain. I would rather live on a mountain than near a beach, considering like the activities that you could be involved in.
Right.
You have like, you can trek, you can hike.
You can trek. Wait a second. What's the difference between trekking and hiking?
I have no idea.
Do you guys want to go on a trek with me?
A beach is like, if you're near a beach, you have to deal with hurricanes, the beach crowd.
Yeah,
like
that's
for
true.
our Florida audience out there, that's a hot spot right now with the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's just assume we don't have those circumstances. I'd rather live on a mountain and then travel to the beach for fun than live on a beach.
I respect that. And honestly, I could do either or. We're disagreeing on a lot of these. It's almost like we planned that. To everyone listening right now, we did not plan to disagree on every single one. It's just how it worked out. Like on this next one, I'm almost positive we're going to disagree, but we didn't plan for that to happen. So the question is, would you rather eat a giant taco or eat a giant burger?
I've had burgers all my life, and I can't say
Oh,
I
okay.
passed a lot of completely interesting ones. I mean, they're pretty predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming we're not talking about Taco Bell here, so I ran past a lot of interesting tacos, so I'm going to choose tacos on this one.
Okay, well then I was wrong because I would absolutely rather eat a giant taco than a giant burger. Like 10 out of 10. Can you imagine just like nose diving into a giant taco? That would be phenomenal. Can you imagine if it was a soft shell tortilla? For all of our listeners out there, that is like my second favorite food on the planet. Just a warm, soft shell tortilla. Oh my goodness. Am I wrong, Tay? Do you prefer hard shell?
I prefer soft shell all day.
Boom. Okay. We're starting to agree.
Just imagining like a taco pool.
Yeah.
Jump into like
A pool of taco. Deontay has his eyes closed right now, and he's literally smirking thinking about it.
This just sounds so pleasant.
It does. You're just floating. Like, what if you had like a soft shell tortilla float,
Oh
and you're
my.
just laying on it, and it's nice and warm, and they just roll over into the pool of beef and tomatoes and cheese and sour cream. And you just like open your mouth and you just take a bite out of your pool. Can you imagine how amazing that would be? A pool full of taco, meat, cheese, condiments, etc. That didn't go bad.
So good.
It'd be amazing.
Now imagine that as a burger. Would you be happy? I think
How do you swim in a burger, though? See, you can't do
don't.
that. You don't swim in a burger, but you can swim in taco, apparently, in our minds. So, yeah, if we could have a giant taco or a giant burger, we would take taco, and that would be phenomenal, hands
Those are
down.
pleasant thoughts. Thank you.
Those were pleasant thoughts.
Whoever sent that in, you're the real one.
Yeah, thank
Please.
you very much. You know what? You get first dibs to send in more next time we do a Would You Rather segment. So, congratulations. So, our next one, each option is phenomenal to me, but it's would you rather have a lifetime subscription to Netflix or an unlimited gift card to Starbucks? I think everyone listening knows what I'm going to pick, but Deontay, what do you got?
I'm gonna pick Starbucks. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really pick it with Netflix to begin
Right.
with. So, I mean,
Netflix isn't even the best streaming service out there.
yeah, I mean, well, we don't want to say that because they might sponsor us one day.
That's true.
But yeah, I'd rather kick it with Starbucks. I mean,
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I'm like a better person on coffee when it's
Right.
hear it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're more entertaining on coffee.
That's for sure.
We have stories about you being on coffee that could have changed your life if you weren't on coffee. But yeah, can you imagine just walking into a Starbucks, slapping down your lifetime unlimited gift card and being like, give me a venti, Trenti, grande, mucho gracias frappuccino.
Yeah, give me the word,
And
homie.
make it a double. And then they're going to be like, okay, that'll be $35.96. And I'll be like, charge it.
Yeah.
I ain't paying for it. I got an unlimited gift card. That'd be amazing. But like even, you have a group of friends and you're out doing stuff and you want coffee, drinks are on me. It's completely free. Get whatever you want. You want one of those $7 cookies? Go get you a $7 cookie. It's on me. It's free. There's no downsides to that.
No, I don't see any downsides to that. I mean, you got Netflix. I mean, who doesn't?
Right. Yeah, so definitely Starbucks. The last couple we and Deontay have agreed on. Again, we didn't plan that, but that's how it worked out. So our next question is, and oh my goodness, this is going to be very simple and concise from my point of view. But would you rather give up pizza or tacos forever? I think we've kind of discovered how much we like tacos.
Pizza, be gone.
Yeah, man. If you were given the option between tacos or pizza, who in their right mind takes pizza over that? No offense to anyone listening that would take pizza over that, but you're weird.
Yeah. If you're talking Taco Bell, go ahead.
No, like legit, authentic grilled chicken, sour cream, salsa, beans, some pepper, jalapenos. Like, come on. You don't give that up. You say yes to that. Always. You give up pizza. Like, you can only do so much with pizza. Am I wrong? And people are going to be like, no, Garrett, you can do deep dish pizza and you can put pineapple on your... No.
You can put broccoli on it.
Don't even try to sway me. Everybody
You can
knows
try the cauliflower pizza.
No. Ugh. No. I always tell people I don't like pizza and they're always shocked because I'm American and I don't like pizza. But like, at what point do you realize there are better things out there than pizza? For instance, tacos. Tacos are better than pizza. It's a proven fact.
I'm with you. I don't know about the proven fact, but
it's a proven fact. In my head, it is a proven fact.
In my life, it's a fact.
Yes, thank you. In both Deontay and I's life, it's a proven fact that tacos are better than pizza. You know what? We'll put a poll up after we release this episode, tacos or pizza. And Deontay, I promise you, tacos will win handsomely against pizza. Can we go back to the taco pool for a second?
I was just thinking about that. That's my happy place. Thank you for that.
The taco
Sent that
pool.
in. That's my new happy place.
If you sent that in, every time we see your name from here on out, you're getting your question or topic suggestion on the show, because that was phenomenal. But like, yeah, the taco pool, like, can we do that? How much would we have to buy? Like, what would be our price range here? Like hundreds?
I don't know.
Because we'd have to fill it at least halfway with beef, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then we'd have to get tomatoes, and we'd have to get onions and salsa, and it would be amazing, but would it be worth the cost?
Yes,
That's
it
the
would.
question. It would be worth the cost?
Every last strip of it.
Oh, can you imagine if it was queso?
Oh,
Queso cheese enveloping the pool of taco. Ugh. I could go for a taco right now and I'm full. That brings our podcast to a close for this week, our Would You Rather podcast. Like I said, we do have big things coming in the future. We have a plan for at least 4 more episodes. Next week's going to be pretty cool. We have a big idea that we're going to try to bring to fruition for everyone. Big guest stars and or star are going to be with us. So stick with us for the next episode. Episode 7 is going to be one to remember for sure.
thanks to our people out there. We're happy that you kicked it with us this week. And we look forward to you coming back next week.
Big things are in store for the Unnamed Podcast, so stick with us. My name is Garrett.
My name is Diante.
And this is the Unnamed Podcast.